All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning online. All right, yeah, that was easy. That was pretty easy. All right, tell me something good. What good happened in your businesses last week? I'm gonna kick it off with Amy has a listing appointment today. So here we go. All right, what else? Well, okay, Nick. Yeah, Nick,
I
welcome.
started at a new brokerage.
What's the brokerage?
At HP.
Yeah, welcome. Congratulations. He's got the, he joined, what was it, Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, so less than a week here. So this is his first team meeting. So if you don't know Nick, say hi. You will leave with a smile. Super nice guy. All right, what else we got, Luis?
And to join on with Nick, my buddy Ricky, he's back there. He's just joining on right now, actually, as we speak. So,
Hey, Ricky, welcome.
And then also, kind of tell me something good, hopefully for all of us, is we have some listings. One of them is in Carmichael, renovated, has a pool, and we're offering a $10,000 credit. So if you guys have any buyers shopping in Carmichael,
Yeah, what's the price?
$545.
Ooh, that's a good price.
So meet me after the meeting, and then if you have anyone in Central Valley, we have the listing in Manteca that just.
Manteca, I love it.
All the water's like that.
Yeah, Great Wolf Lodge or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where it's at.
I know Cindy has something good. She's always got, you had like 3 listing appointments the other day?
It's got 4 new listings.
Yay! Where's the business coming from?
They were all random listings. I had no idea I was going to these appointments, divorces, foreclosures, just random people like associations of people I know, so referrals.
Yeah, wonderful. The referrals work. Those are the best. And then if you guys want to have a good laugh, make sure you follow Cindy on Instagram.
What did you get reported for?
My free home analysis video.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like the rock star, the bad girl of real estate videos. So anybody else? Oh, Valerie, what happened in your world?
It's yeah, it's just.
Hold up with this.
Pretty sure that said analysis, she covered it off.
And I was squatting in front of my open house sign, so all you could see was free and now. And then they said free home analysis, so it could have been interpreted as something else.
So since we have a broker record.
That is what.
Oh my gosh.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, when Ryan speaks, you can talk about. Yeah. All right, Valerie, I think you don't always close deals with Lindsay, but when you do, you close 2 a day, right? Yeah,
God.
so congratulations.
We want to welcome Jody Woods too, Woods, California.
Jody!
South.
Awesome. All right. Any other tell me something goods or funny videos? Steve.
Got a new listing that's gonna be coming on tomorrow. It's in Fair Oaks, under 500,000.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's about to happen tomorrow. And hopefully getting a buyer contract next week. On a property. So.
Congratulations. Yeah,
Yeah, I got one.
If anybody needs 3,900 square foot home with 120 feet of shoreline, 10 feet from the back fence, man, just a gorgeous lake. It's in Loomis, right there before Placer Canyon. It's gonna go active Thursday, 1.49. And it's got 5-car garage.
How much
It's
land is it?
half acre.
Oh, I have fire.
Loomis, it is the
Updated?
How big is
walk-in
the house?
property.
Can you tell me that address?
4,800 Miners Cove Circle. I'll take you through it. I got landscapers and everybody doing their thing over there, but it is crazy. The only last house sold on the circle was for 1.6, 3,900 square feet. We have more shoreline.
It has a pond, it backs up with pond or
Or
where?
the lake.
It's really a lake.
Like.
It has, no, like the bubblers in the lakes. It's man-made.
Oh.
The HOA controls it, but it's gorgeous.
It's in an HOA. What are the HOAs?
There's only 18 homes around this lake.
Yeah.
Like a few $100 a year.
Oh,
Very
that's-
small.
Oh, I sold the house at the end of that years ago.
For one question. Silly.
No, it's all the- But that was a good one, just so you guys know, because I did a neighbors meet and greet the Friday before we did the open house and double ended it.
Wow.
Oh.
It's on minors, but yeah, there's only like 11 houses, 10 or 11 houses on there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly where it is.
Wonderful. Good listing.
I got one more, 4.1 acres, 2 APNs. It's got a primary house, 2,000 square feet. It's up in Auburn Lake Trails. It's a horse equestrian property. It has a 3-stall horse barn, 4 paddocks. Really special property, all flat. So if anyone's looking over there, cool, hit me up.
Wonderful.
775. Thank you.
775.
775.
It's really cool.
I know, right?
All right, guys, a lot of good things happening in real estate. I know it's tough out there, but isn't this good evidence that things are happening, right? If you're working hard, working your sphere, working open houses, working the leads. All right, let's move on. We got some upcoming events. So we do have Ryan and Mr. Brent Gove speaking. Is this already next week? Dang, September's next week.
Oh, I know.
All right, so we'll put the mayor of Roseville on blast a little bit. She refuses to come down here, but when we called Rockland, she's like, absolutely, I'll come down. I'll speak at your team meeting. Take that, Roseville. And so the city of Rockland mayor will be here next Thursday presenting to us about what's happening in the wonderful city of Rockland. And then after that, it's going to be Carrie. So Carrie is going to be speaking September 18th at PCAR. We've typically used Phil Stringer. He's spoken for years on AI, taking a different perspective from bringing Carrie on. And she's going to teach us. Have you guys noticed? I think I mentioned this at PCAR. If you're on your phones, if you're on your computers, go to Google, you'll notice to the left, there's like an AI search thing. That, like, we've always tried to rank on SEO. If you've been trying to rank on SEO, rank on Google, get to those top couple spots below the sponsor organically, that is essentially going away. If you ask ChatGPT, who is the #1 agent in Rockland? You ask Perplexity, who's the #1 agent in Roseville? That is the new SEO. So it's just going to be showing us, hopefully, many ways how to do it, both paid and free, amongst other things. So if you want to be a cutting edge and learn how to generate more business with less work, bring a friend, September 18th at PCAR. And then, is that it, Jose? Oh, yes. Man, we're almost getting there. September 29th. Best golf tournament of the year, Mr. Frank Crandall. I don't see him. Make sure you scan the QR code. They're always looking for sponsors. They're always looking for people to help out. Or if you just want to attend and have a good time, please. We'll be the putting hole sponsor, so we'll be there. Cindy will be there. There'll be a lot.
Sponsor.
Jennifer will be there. There'll be a lot of great people there. So scan the QR code, and it's for a good cause. All the money goes to Shriners Children's Hospital. And then with that, where's Mr. Alex Dyer? Alex. So Alex does a class every single Friday on Bold Trails. It's KB Core. And anyways, I'll let you tell us.
So with our Bold Trail, we're talking about AI. And what we're doing is just real basic AI prompts. And we're doing this so that you can use Bold Trail at a higher level and integrate AI. And so what we're doing in this series right now is what I call foundational steps to take so that the AI knows and understands who you are. So that when you produce content, when you ask it to generate content, it's content that's consistent with who you are as an agent. And so I'm trying to keep it really basic, really simple. I'm not getting into creating apps and bots and all this stuff. It's just if you're intimidated by AI and don't know quite where to start, that's what the class is about. And so it's on my school channel. This is week 4 this week, but the previous 3 weeks, they're on YouTube, they're on school. And like I say, we're just focused on the basics. So if you are apprehensive, if you're intimidated by AI, that's really what we're focusing on. And we're going through these steps, and then we're going to show you how to apply that to Bold Trail to use the platform better. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
So yeah, tomorrow at 10 here.
10 a.m. here or online via Zoom. All right. Now, before we bring the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Brent Gove up here, we do have 2 things. One, Heather and Robert with Home Smiles.
You mind if I pitch a little?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're the reason they're here.
I am. These guys are fantastic. The property 4800 Miners Cove, they actually did a service for us. Come up here. We had them pressure wash the whole exterior, do the gutters, do the entire roof. They came back, I think, 4 times. Did not overcharge, in fact, undercharged. I have to be, candid. You might get a bigger bill than I got. But the reality is, they were great with the customer. Their personalities were perfect. Their service was awesome. Their trucks were clean. Everything we want from a vendor, guys.
Mm.
So you guys, this is someone you put in your phone if you need pressure washing services, gutter services, window cleaning, and whatever they're gonna elaborate on. So cannot endorse them higher.
I didn't know I was not on
Heather is the owner.
My name is Heather Gonzalez. My husband and I own Home Smile Sacramento, and this is Robert. He's our business development manager. We're very grateful to be here today. Thank you for your introduction. We just wanted to share quickly who we are, what we do, and then also all the services that we provide. So you guys are a busy bunch of people. You guys have lots of different things that you're trying to balance and take care of beyond the negotiating and all the paperwork. You have a lot of people that you're trying to manage. You have sellers and buyers and realtors and loan officers, and the list goes on and on. And we all know that homes do not sell themselves. You guys have a lot of prep work to do before they can hit the market. And so that's kind of where we come in. Instead of you having to deal with a vendor, a different vendor for every single thing that you're having done on the house, a vendor for window washing, a vendor for pressure washing, soft washing the home, roof washing. Instead of having to have all these different vendors that you're trying to manage and coordinate with your client, you have one. We can do all of those things at the same time on one appointment. There are occasions where we have to come back 3-4 times, especially with a roof wash that has moss growing and things like that. But for the most part, we are able to get everything done in one appointment. And so we've identified 3 different ways that we can be of assistance to you. On the seller side, it's prepping the home, getting things ready to hit the market as quickly as possible. We represent you. And so we want to make sure that we make you look good and that we get your house on the market as quickly as possible. We have a very professional team. They're always in uniform. They're always clean cut. They've all been background checked. We're licensed, insured. We have a really nice, big, clean truck that they come in. So you're not present, but we represent you. And so we want to make sure that we represent you well. We want you guys to have repeat customers, referrals, all the things. And so that's where we can help you on that end. On the buyer side, I'm a little biased, but I think you would make a great closing gift. You can purchase either an a la carte service for your client or a package or even prepay for a membership. Lots of different options there. And then lastly, we can also help you guys promote yourselves. We know that you guys do lots of newsletters and emails and social media content. And so we can help provide that content in the sense of, hey guys, it's time to get your gutters cleaned. And guess what? I know a great company who can come do that for you. And we can also provide a discount code for your clients. So we can make one for the office, eXp Realty 10, or if you guys want one individualized with your name, we can do whatever you want. So, yeah, Robert will kind of go over all the services that we offer and packages and memberships, and we'd be happy to partner with any of you guys.
Thank you. We should have coordinated a little more on what we were both going over.
Sorry.
Both you guys stole a little bit of my thunder. But yeah, we offer over 18 essential services, closer to about 22 now. We can do everything in a single visit. That's one vendor, one visit, easy to coordinate, not a lot of hassle. That's what sets us apart from a lot of your other vendors. We're gonna help shorten that list, give more time back to you. And we can do that in all sorts of ways. You have some information in front of you on our different packages, different ways we can build those packages. We can also do things a la carte. So if a property needs one of those things, we can do that. We can build you a package of a few if it's needed.
One last thing I forgot to mention. You guys are busy. You don't want to go to every single listing to make sure that the work got done. You don't have to do that with us. With every single appointment, we provide a summary report, which will summarize in detail all the work that we did. And we provide before and after pictures. So you can see without going to the property that the pressure washing was completed. And we provide lots of pictures of that. Yeah.
I think that's about it. If we have
Yeah,
some time for some
I'm gonna
questions.
add one more thing. Their email communication was exceptional. Every time an follow-up appointment came in, I got notification, completed. I mean, it was a tremendous experience to have such a refined communication platform. So good work, guys.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Question?
So we're actually part of a franchise. So there's over, somewhere between 50 and 100 different Home Smiles throughout the United States. We service the greater Sacramento area. There's no other franchises close to us right now. So really, probably anywhere that you guys have a home listed, we would sell.
Challenge accepted.
I know. So, we've gone to Cameron Park recently, all the way up to Auburn, El Dorado Hills, Folsom. So we'll take it. Wherever you guys need, we'll take it.
All right. So before we bring Mr. Brent Gove up here, we have our, where is he? Where's the man? All right. So loans are finally starting to get a little bit good, but I won't steal his thunder. Mr. JJ Mack, in-house lender. We're gonna give him a round of applause.
Thank you. I know you guys are chomping at the bit to get these ballers up here, Brent and Ryan, but really quick, I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to come in front of you and talk today. So inflation report tomorrow, that's the first thing I want to talk about. That's going to be big news, but probably nothing big is going to happen. You know, a lot of the stuff's already baked in, so we're going to probably see, and Trump already did say that, or I'm sorry, Jerome Powell already did say that because of the tariffs, we're going to see things maybe get a little bit worse before they get better. So even if they do get worse, it probably won't bring interest rates down. We already know that inflation might get a little bit worse. So because of that, we might see inflation get a little bit higher tomorrow, but that's okay. With that being said, unemployment data next week should get worse, meaning it's going to bring interest rates down. And so hopefully, you know, interest rates today are at 6.5%. All the experts are saying that we could see interest rates in those low sixes in the next few weeks. So cross your fingers. We'll see what happens. We'll get some more buyers in escrow. It's going to be a good time all around. Really quick, I have a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm going to narrow it down to one thing because it's so important and it's a secret that you shouldn't know about. 2-1 buy downs. We've talked about it a lot, but there's something that you got to know about it, and that is when your client does a 2-1 buy down, if they take that interest rate at 6.5% today or a 3-2-1 buy down, whatever it is, and they get the 4.5% for that first year, they still have a 6.5% interest rate.
Yeah.
It's just the seller's paying for that 4.5%, right? Which is a good thing because at the end of the year, they can still write off all the interest at the 6.5%.
Oh.
So what does that mean? Not only are they saving money monthly, but they're saving money at the end of the year. So talk to your CPAs because not only are they going to have that benefit monthly, but they might get more money back at the end of the year as well. So it's a really good thing. I just had another one of my clients reach out to our CPA, and he was able to do some calculations and tell them how much more money they're going to get for that. And then lastly, with that 2-1 buy down, if they refinance before that 2 years is up, that money is still theirs. They still have access to it. You can utilize it for a rate buy down or closing costs for the refinance.
That's something that
It's a lot of good information, and we need to be sure you're telling it to your clients because this could allow them to actually go and buy a house versus wait for interest rates to get back to 4.5% if they ever do, right? So something to make sure we're talking about. I don't want to take too much time. I want to get these guys up here, but just wanted to make sure you guys knew we help with open houses. We do a lot of creative financing in this market. If you guys need anything at all, please feel free to call, text us. We're here to help. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, JJ.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to give JJ a shout out. Him and his team were ranked #1 in Sacramento, Placer, and El Dorado County for the buy before you sell program. So not only are they doing a lot, but they're doing a lot because they do it better than everybody else.
It's awesome.
So, yeah. Congratulations. Without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend, the reason why we are all in this beautiful building, and while he's still talking to JJ, no, I'm just teasing. Please welcome to the front of the room, Mr. Brent Gove.
All right. How you guys doing? Okay, so what do you say at your open houses? You want to get motivated buyers. What are you saying? I would be saying, I have a special program. Pull up brentgove.com as fast as you can. Pull up this Jose, everyone, if you don't know Jose. Give him a hand. He's and be ready. I've had 9 cups of coffee. You're in big trouble. Okay, so really, Ryan's the start of the show, so I'm going to go fast. But But me, I have a special program at my that I'm probably the only agent you can get this through in Placer County. It's 5.2. If you work with me, your interest rate's gonna be 5.2. So the kind of stuff you're saying, because that's the kind of stuff you should be saying. I just talked to JJ. I go, JJ, if we do what he just told you to do, if the interest rate's 5.2, it's like low sixes. Forget that. How about 5.2? Anyone want 5.2?
Yeah.
Do you think people would listen to you, give you the information if you had a special program for 5.2? Yes or no? It's easy. It's called a seller buy down. What do you call it?
2-1 buys.
What's it called? Seller? No. Forget the 2-1. Seller buy down.
Permanent buy down.
What?
Permanent buy down.
A permanent?
Permanent.
A permanent buy down. Words have power. Are you promoting the permanent buy down? Nobody is. It's so easy why people should work with you. Otherwise, it's like Charlie Brown Christmas week. Christmas is coming up in December. The kids talking, the parents like, wah, 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 wah. That's what you sound like in an open house. You're boring. I could give good service. They all do. Sign my registration check-in sheet. I'm not putting any accurate information there. Like, you're boring. I have a program. I'm probably the only agent that does this. I can get you 5.2. Go to buyer strategies right here, or real estate training. And then go to buyer strategies. Thank you, Jose. I'm just throwing this on it. And then go to open houses. I sold 300 homes in 1 year. You probably don't want to learn how to do that. God forbid. But but come on, man, go from amateur to pro, and then go to, where is it? Right here, right there. Hit that one. So if you just take 1 minute, I get these all over the kitchen with the pen. If you take 1 minute, fill this out. This is 5 by 7. Everyone wants to make it 2 pages. All I need is your email address, some basic information. I don't ask them for the social security numbers, but they give it. I got 37 social security numbers one Sunday. I collect credit reports and get authorization to run credit at open houses. And I go, it just takes a second, and I'm going to get you a 5.2 permanent rate. Would you like that? Come on, you guys.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. By the way, high energy equals high results. Well, I'm just not like that. You're going to suck at real estate. Just go to work for Big Five Sporting Goods, okay? You better have some energy. I was talking to Eric. Nick. Nick sold Mercedes-Benz for 10 years, high-end clientele. Do you know that sales is the highest paid profession in the world? Do you know that you being the CEO of a Fortune 500 company would be a pay cut if you'll just get good at this? How do I get good? You suffer. You struggle for 2-3 months, not 2-3 years, not 23 years. Shorten it up. My next book is going to be called Fail with Velocity. I want to win. Don't get me wrong, but most people don't fail enough to ever get good. Why was Santana? Did he play the guitar? Was he good? He practiced for years as a child. Mozart, right? Beethoven. Nobody knows that stuff. Michelangelo was digging up corpses from the freaking cemetery at 3 o'clock in the morning. Back then, they would kill you. Now you just go to prison, or they let you go to Guatemala or something, but or they give you benefits. I'll stop. But anyways, don't get political. I'm sorry. All right, but anyways, but like you got to get radical. I don't know if I'm willing to do that. Good. How do you like your life right now? Well, my life sucks. I'm like, okay, we'll keep doing the sucky things so you do a sucky life. But if you do things, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now I'm up here being a complete wild man to try to help you get it. Are you picking this up?
Yeah.
Like he just said that. I just sat there thinking, okay, I go, what would it take to do this? He goes, oh, probably a $15,000 credit from the seller. And I go, what would the rate be? See, I went the next step in my mind, like this, like this. You work with me. Why do you want me? I'll get you a permanent rate, 5.2. Have you heard of that from anyone? Guaranteed. Take 1 minute. I don't talk. Take 1 minute, fill this out. And I shut up and walk away. They look at each other. What do you think? Oh, yes. I go, oh, by the way, you know what the rate? What's the current rate right now? There, 6.5. So over 30 years, the average price in America is what? If you ask ChatGPT, and I did 2 weeks ago, it's $516,000. So 6.5 over 30 years on $516,000 versus 5.2. Does anybody know what the difference is? Okay, figure it out, JJ. Figure it out. And let us know. I don't know either. But see how easy it is? Just watch this. I'm going the next step. You talk to a general contractor. Well, I could remove the wallpaper and paint the interior for like $350 a foot. What the hell does that mean? Like, do you know what it means? I've been doing this 30 years. I don't know what that means. Like, how many feet? The house is 4,000 square feet, but wallpaper is, what is this, a 900 square foot room? I don't even know what you're saying. Well, I get a jumbo loan. What's that? Like, you got to talk in terms they can understand. I get so mad at my contractors. If you say 275 a foot, I will jump on you and choke you. What's it cost? Oh, I'm sorry. It costs $1,800. What is it?
44,000 extra in interest, 400 more a month.
All right. So you're okay. Thank you. You JJ hand. So here's the deal. If you work with me, your payment drops $400 a month. And you will save $144,000 in interest. This is why you want to work with me. By the way, I network with the top agents in Placer County. You know about this. Who's got a listing coming on? Raise your hand. A listing coming on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up high. Up high. Stand up. Everyone's got a listing coming on. Stand up. Your job, stand up. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to look at these people and go, where is it? Newcastle, Penryn, Rockland, Lincoln.
Yeah, where is it?
Ask them real quick. Where's yours coming up? What city?
Rockland and James.
And if you lied and you have one coming, just say Tahoe.
Okay.
Auburn Lake Trails.
East Sacramento.
She's so sweet, nice. East
I
side.
know.
Gotta get a little.
I love you. Auburn.
Loomis,
Loomis.
South Auburn, Memory Lane.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ah,
Ooh.
really? I just
Ooh.
bought a house on Memory Lane. Yes. What? East Sac. Come on, East Sac.
Roseville.
Roseville.
Sacramento,
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. There's a show off in every room. Fair Oaks. After that, it's like Folsom. I'm a loser. There's nothing you could say. You look bad. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Nice shirt. I like the XP logo. Anybody else we missed? Anybody else in the chat? In the back, Crystal. Yes. Sacramento and Citrus Heights.
Yeah, and one in
Come
West Sac.
on. What?
West Sac too.
West Sac, they're popping up. Go up, get a pin. Where? How much is it? Go, I never, so you're not lying. I go, the reason you need to work with me is if you're shopping from Redfin and Realtor.com and Zillow, you are shopping leftovers. The reason you haven't bought a home is you're shopping what's left over. The good deals are sold in rooms like this before they hit the MLS.
Yep.
Trust me, I've sold many homes, but you got to walk up and go, like, oh, I have a client in East Sac. There was only one East Sac, right? Oh, I have were you listening? And then I'm sure your what's it, your reticular activator, like there were certain people that said certain place. Oh, I got a client who's looking out in Yorba Linda or wherever they said. Whoever said that one, focus on, go up and talk to him, right? I don't think there was
I heard Loomis. I heard Loomis.
Loomis, that's a dump. But anyways, let's talk to you. So here's the deal. Your interest rate's 5.2. You go to my website, print this. It's a PDF, and it's harmless, you know. But you get their income. What's your job? I'm a fireman. I'm a nurse. I'm a surgeon. I'm a teacher. How many years you been doing that? 1 year. Oh, you better start asking questions, right, JJ? Because they need 2 years now. If they're out of college, no problemo. If they're out of the fire academy, 3 months, no problemo. They went to a trade school right into their career, right, JJ? Or am I making this stuff up? No problem. When I was doing this, and it's been 8 years because I did it at a high level, I don't have to do it anymore. But when I was doing it, I talked to my lender every day. Well, I don't want to bother my lender. I care more about my kids eating than like, you're like, well, I don't want to bother my client. I believe I'm going to help my client. There's something broken in you. I had a financial planner call me out 2 days ago because I'm spending $40,000 a month on an investment for 3 years that he could have sold me and tried to sell me for 8 years. I go, I wasn't interested 8 years ago. I talked to you about it 6 years ago. I wasn't interested. But when I was interested, you weren't there. Here's why I was being respectful. I go, see what got respectful got you? This guy was like this on me and he got the business. So, what was that? Every month, just every month. He was there. And all of a sudden my gate opened up. It's like people come to XP. My gate opened up. I went, I'm ready. Nick just joined us from Keller Williams last Friday. He was not looking a month ago, but last Friday his gate, what happened to your gate, Nick?
What up?
And who called you?
You did.
Papa Gove called you. I heard about it. I instantly called you. When I heard that he was looking, I called you within 60 seconds. Were you surprised to hear from me?
I was not.
Yeah. Well, not everyone's honored to hear from me, but I'm glad to hear that. Okay? I'm glad to hear that, you know? And I really don't care. I love people. If they don't love me, that's on them. I know who I am. How many people did I hug in the back there? I couldn't hug you guys. I hugged everyone I could get my hands on. Are you that person? Well, I'm just not like you. Well, I teach my kids. It's not okay to be shy. You walk to someone and go, hey, I'm Sarah Gove. Nice to meet you. Hey, I'm Christina Gove. Nice to meet you. Give them a firm handshake. By the way, the financial planner who called me out and said that I've known him for 20 years and he was upset with me. When he shook my hand, it was 50% of what it should have been. I was like, you know, and he was playing the victim card. You don't even know this was a stranger. And you treat me this way. How about learning from it, right? Don't be a victim. You got beat. You got beat. What did that person do from Century 21 or Keller Williams or EXP that you didn't do? Do not play the victim card. It's not Gavin Newsom's fault that you're not successful. It's not Trump or Biden's fault. It is your fault. Take responsibility for your life. I am so far off topic. Okay, now. So the other reason you want to work with me is I have rates as low as 2%. Forget 5.2. Who wants a 2% interest rate? Available right now.
David, I found 1.99.
Okay, stand up. Get over here, Haley. Get over here. David, get over here. Get over here.
Okay.
I rest my case. I found one at 2%. I'm helping buyers get rates as low as 1.99. My partners just found one for 1.
Yeah.
I found one for 2. So we also have that program. And
They're
how
new
can-
builds too.
so tell everyone, you got 60 seconds. Explain that.
So we were looking for new builds for clients and trying to think outside the box. And this lady called us back and was like, we've got ones for 1.99 and permanent for 4.99. So we went there, made a video.
Let's do a permanent thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Go buy it down.
Yeah. I got married permanent. So it's a buy down. So 1.9. How's it work? Fill this out.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I need to understand it. No, you don't. Fill this out. This is how it works. Fill it out. You don't want to know how it works.
Then what do you do with it?
I got 37 of them in 3.5 hours. 19 of them got approved. Not no funnel, not people I don't know from all over God knows where. I met them, shook them in the hands, and I went out and sold them all properties. How bad do you want it? Listen to me, sales is the highest paid profession in the world. It's also, as Nick said to me, and I never heard it says, it's also the only profession that pays you exactly what you deserve to earn. And if you don't like what you're earning, change what you're doing. You are not a rock. You are not a tree. You are not stuck. You are capable of learning. And I thank God you're the ones who are here. Good on you. You just learned about 1.99 and a 3.99 or a 4% permanent. I told you about how to do a 5.2. It's this seller financing or whatever it was, 2-1 buy down. And I'm like, I think the only agent doing this, because trust me, none of you were offering 5.2 at your interest rates and you should. Well, how do I get this? I'll call you Monday with your approval. Really get the verbiage here. I'll call you Monday, see if you make it. Nobody wants that. Oh, I get turned down. No, I will call you Monday with your approval. And come on, they run the credit. Not everybody gets approved. Every single person, all 37 people of mine got approved. That is not possible. I had people with 380 FICO scores, 440 FICO scores, 520. They all got approved. Well, what do you mean? It's easy. JJ, the one with the 480 FICO score, what do they need? Where's their FICO score need to be to buy? Well, the lowest FICO score, get in here, the lowest FICO score you can get and actually do an FHA loan. What's the lowest number typically? 580. So they're in a 480. JJ, here's what I say, because they're not approved right now, 480. Can we all agree? They're not. JJ, how long would it take if we massaged them, got them in blue water credit, or whatever, Genie credit, and we clean up their credit? How long till it can get to the 580 or more? What do you think? A year, 2 years, 3 years? How long?
Jeff will usually get done in less than 12 months.
12 months. So congratulations, Joe. You're approved to buy a home in 12 months. You see the verbiage? You do that, everybody gets approved. Oh, Joe, I'm sorry. Your credit's really bad. You might want to go get some help. Call me when you get your act together. That's what I used to do when I was not failing with velocity. I called them all back, approved them all. I go, by the way, if you're like me, you could use some help, right? Yeah. I'm gonna connect you to my lender, JJ Mack. He's an absolute expert at massaging credit reports. And of course, he'll take them over to Jeff at Blue Water Credit, get them. But the whole time, Blue Water Credit scheme, JJ's amazing, Brent's amazing. And then it comes back to you in 12 months. Everyone gets approved. You should all have one of these at your open houses and do it. And people will respond to you. Pen down, stop talking. They'll look at each other and think, yeah, fill it out. They fill them out like candy. Do you collect social? I never asked for them, but they give me those social security numbers because it's compelling what I'm saying. Is this any good or not? Okay, finally, 1/3 of all properties are owned cash outright, seller financing. You can make it up 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%. I work with the Silver Tsunami. What's that? The largest group of people in the history of the world are retiring. They don't want to 1031 into a bigger headache. 1030 is to buy similar or bigger. They don't want to do that anymore. They sell, they have to pay 2, 3, 4, 500, $500,000, $1 million in capital gains tax. They don't want to do that. So they're stuck. Oh, there is an answer. Finance your client at instead of a 6.8, 6.1 or 5.9 interest rate. Just let's sell this house, sell your house for 3.9. Your home's worth 900, but if you offer a 3.9 interest rate, we could probably sell it for maybe 940, get you an extra $40,000, and then we're going to get you a payment of X for the next 30 years. And I bought a house from someone in this room, and I'm paying their folks a lot of money for the next 30 years. They're thrilled. It's for their retirement, right? And I'm thrilled because I got an interest rate that's really good. And I'm not going to go into details, but this is done every day. But you're not doing it because you haven't watched the Pace Morby videos on YouTube. You watch The Walking Dead. You watch Breaking Bad. You watch Trailer Park Trash. You watch Yellowstone with what's his face, right? Like, well, I got my favorite show with the black hat guy. What's his name? No,
the other guy.
Blacklist.
Rip is the guy.
Yeah, that's Yellowstone. No, the Blacklist, right? Or the guy's bald, James Spader.
Yeah.
What's it called? It's an old one. What's it called? Come on.
Hitman.
I'm glad you guys aren't watching TV. This is awesome. You guys are the dumbest TV crowd I ever met. That's a good thing. I'm actually really relaxed. Who's James Spader, the bald guy? He does a show. They put him in a glass box. The FBI is always watching him. He outsmarts everybody. What's it called? The Blacklist?
Black.
It's the Blacklist.
I don't know.
That's one you should watch. It's a great show. What? Remington. What was his name? But the show was called something else.
Was the actor.
The show's called Blacklist, right? Red Remington, but the show's called The Blacklist. You guys missed out. Anybody ever heard of a show called Seinfeld? I've never seen a single episode, not one episode. And people are like, are you kidding me? No, because I don't live my life through the dreams of TV, except for The Blacklist. It was awesome. But also when you're killing it, but if you ain't killing it, listen to me. You don't deserve to watch TV. I had more, but I'm gonna stop because it's pathetic. I'm just going crazy. Now, here's the deal. I'm gonna give you this. Everyone gets one of these. We have something happening every single day of the week. Monday, I'm just going to read out, you get one. Monday, we have, I didn't bring my glasses. We have Gary Meek here at this desk. That's okay. Here at this desk, at this room, at this Everest room, at 9 a.m. doing Monday Moj, live in person. I think you should all be here Monday. Start your week off in this room with Gary Meek. Gary and Steve Hillier brought 200 plus people to EXP. They're rock stars. And it's 9 to 9:45. Get a shot in the arm. Get 24 hours on Monday. Start your week off with a shot in the arm. Tuesday, we have Mastering Sales with Viral Workman. And it's at 2:10 Pacific. It's Zoom only. You can be driving down the road, just listen to him, 20 minutes. He has 50 coaches. He's one of the premier trainers in America. It's free. It's 2:10. Wednesday, we have Atomic Habits at 9 a.m. It's Zoom only with Tom Daves. Top Keller Williams agent 7 times worldwide, beat 144,000 agents. Nick, I told him to go. He's, I'm there. I'm hungry. I've learned. I want to grow. By the way, he's been in real estate for 3 months. He's already closed. How much? 1.6 million. 1.6 million his first 3 months. He's brand new. Give him a hand. Good job. Did you attend Atomic Habits yesterday at 9 a.m.? Was it pathetic? Like, no, seriously, I want stand up, tell people what you thought of it.
Guys, it was amazing, next level, C-suite level information. Everyone's opens up their playbooks. knowledge sharing.
You
It
were
was-
blown away.
It was next level stuff. Incredible.
And you came from Keller where you thought they had good stuff. How, this was, and Keller does have good stuff, but this was.
This is head and shoulders. This makes Keller look like middle school versus a university.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that is every Wednesday morning at what time? 9 a.m. You're all gonna get with these. We're also sent out digitally. Thursday, we have this thing called the team meeting led by the amazing John Jennings. Give John a hand. He's doing a fantastic job. And Jose, my man Jose, I love him. He puts up with me last minute stuff. And then be here every Thursday. Just be here. Don't go show property. Be here. Like the people who missed today, there's great information shared all the way through. It's been great. And then Fridays, we have the Bull Trail with Alex Tyre. Top 12 in America, recognized by Bull Trail. It's a massive organization. Top 12 here in this office. By the way, we have an invisible counter. We have over 700 people a week now. Okay, coming up on the door, 700 coming in and out of this office. So I'm proud of you. Utilize the office, bring people down here, grow your business. You all get a copy before you leave. They're up here. We'll hand them out. And I only had 3 minutes. How did I do? Okay, all right. Sorry, no.
Tough act to follow, but I think he is up for the task. The broker for Northern California, Mr. Ryan Rosas.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I mean, that is, wow, quite a lot to follow. The energy, I'll try to match Brent's energy, but I don't know that anybody has quite as much enthusiasm in this world as Brent Gove. So, for those of you that don't know me, I am Ryan Rosas. I'm the designated managing broker for Northern California. I have like half a dozen titles with this company, but basically, this, hey, thank you. The way EXP runs the broker team is I have half a dozen managing brokers. So if you think of kind of the traditional office and you go in and you see that one broker, I've got a dozen of them, right? And then the designated brokers, we're there dealing with regulatory. I mean, I deal with special investigators 4 or 5 times a week. I deal with legal. I just came out of a 5-week trial, right? So my job is really to keep you guys safe. Right. So Brent's out here and he's giving you the energy and he's really building your business. Johnny really knows the resources, right? We bring in all these vendors. My job is to make sure that your license doesn't ever go away so that you can keep bringing that money in. Right. So, so I'm going to try to make a boring topic interesting today. So for you guys, but basically I wanted to touch base on a couple of things that the DRE is really focusing on. So like I said, I deal with the DRE all the time. I was just sharing with someone earlier that there's 5 DRE offices in the state of California, 5 field offices. Every single one of them is different. So the Sacramento field office, they're actually relatively fantastic to work with. The San Diego field office is horrible. I've got 10,000 agents in this state, right? And so I deal with all of them all the time, every day. And I'm here to tell you what they're calling people out on, what is resulting in restricted licenses, what is resulting in suspensions and revocation of licenses so that it doesn't happen to you guys, right? So first and foremost, if you guys might have seen probably about a month or a month and a half ago or so, the DRE actually emailed a bulletin to all licensees, and it was a co-bulletin with the DFPI, which is the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, which is a really funky name, but DFPI oversees escrow holders. So DRE oversees us.
Can't get paid like paying off.
Yeah. So basically, if you imagine what we've always known as a CDA, right? We have our CDA and then we get the commission instructions from the escrow holder. That's really changing in this state. So what the root of it is a lot of independent escrow companies. So there's big escrow companies, Chicago and Fidelity and all those big and those national brands, right? They're really not the root of this problem. What has happened is there's been a lot of independent kind of small mom and pop shops in California that were allowing brokerages to pass through brokerage costs on CDAs and things. So maybe the broker wanted to pay his corporate credit card through it, right? Maybe they wanted to pay the utility bill, right? All the sliding that's in here, right? And so the brokerages were getting with these small mom and pop escrow companies, and they were including that stuff on the CDAs. Well, what does that matter to us, right? Well, it really doesn't, right? We're not in here passing stuff through. EXP doesn't put Brent's utility bill on the CDA and stuff like that. But the way that the DFPI is looking at it, and it's joint with the Department of Real Estate, is they're saying, well, it's not just that. So that's the problem, but we want to see everything else get fixed too. what's the biggest thing that you guys think outside of compensation? What's the biggest thing that you guys see on, or the most common thing, I should say? What's the most common thing you see on a CDA or commission instructions from the escrow holder? Anybody? TC,
Yeah.
right? So don't be surprised if those aren't allowed anymore, right? We don't know. We're navigating. It's not the brokerage saying we won't authorize it. We will absolutely authorize it. But what the DFPI is saying is that's a vendor, and the client didn't hire that vendor. The agent hired that vendor, right? And I know, like, listen, I will talk all day long about how great and fantastic TCs are. They are a valuable part of our business. But we hire them and not the client. And so that's what DFPI is saying, is they're saying, well, it's a vendor, and now you're passing that on. Hasn't really been transparent. That's what it is. Your license only allows you to collect compensation. So now what you're doing is you're slicing that compensation off for somebody that, and a lot of TCs aren't licensed, right? So now we're paying licensed activity compensation to an unlicensed person. So just kind of be wary that some escrow holders are now going to start pushing back to you guys, right? And they're going to start saying, hey, listen, we will only have you and the brokerage on there. We have seen a lot of escrow companies go to single check only as well, which basically says we're going to pay the brokerage only. We're not even going to take anything, and the brokerage is going to be responsible for distributing. So just so you guys know, it's not us. It's not EXP. Yeah.
And that lowers the time to get paid, like 2 days.
Actually, funny enough, you guys typically get paid faster through us. A lot of agents don't know that. So, but you typically get paid faster through us. As soon as we get either the money or a copy of the check, we ACH it to you. As long as we have your direct deposit on file, right? Some agents don't give us that information, but if we have it, we send ACHs 3 times a day. So, most agents actually, I shouldn't say most agents. Most agents don't know. Most agents don't know that that's the way it goes. But you actually typically get paid faster. When I'm not active in sales. My job is to be here to support you guys. But every once in a while, something will land in my lap, and I'll request a single check CDA because I know I get paid faster that way, right? So, just don't be surprised if you see an escrow holder push back. We're all navigating that together. Right. We want to make sure that our agents are supported. We want to make sure that they understand what's going on, but it's something that the regulatory bodies are making changes on us. So that's the DFPI portion of it. Any questions on that? I have a couple other things to touch base with you guys on. Any other questions? Yes.
So fucking pay them.
We have to write a
Yeah. Basically, that's what it boils down to, right? You're hiring the TC. You're supposed to be paying them directly, right? That's the mentality that they're coming from. Now, again, it's really not based off TCs. TCs are just a bystander of this, right? It's been based off of brokers paying things through escrow that really don't have anything to do with it. But TCs, which is our common thing, are the innocent bystanders that we're dealing with. Yeah.
We are paying them correct. They come out of our commission. So what's the deal? Why are they whining about it?
Because compensation in California can only be paid to the brokerage, right? Actually, not even to the agent, to the brokerage. Now, there is a loophole in the law that allows the brokerage to authorize a portion of that commission to go to the agent, right? And so that's why we are a split check state. We're only one of 10 split check states in the nation. That's a tongue twister there, right? Most states are single check states. But what it is the compensation is payable only to the brokerage. We have a little loophole in California that allows us to say, okay, we can pay the agent. But if it's going to anybody else, it's technically giving licensed compensation to somebody that wasn't there, right? Yeah, I'm not saying the argument is right. I'm just saying that's their focus, right? Is they're saying that, and again, like I said, the TCs are the innocent bystanders of what's going on with other things, right? And the biggest reason is there are a lot of unlicensed TCs out there, a ton. And so that's when it comes into play, right? Is because you're not supposed to be taking any kind of money for activity that crosses the board of licensing. And we all know, I'll grab you in just one sec. We all know that RTCs who we rely on, but a lot of times they are doing stuff that the DRE would consider licensed, right? And so that's kind of where we get into the gray with it. And so they're just trying to put a stop to it. Yeah.
If GC is licensed, will it be allowed, do you think?
We're navigating that. So we don't know. I mean, the bulletin came out about a month and a half ago, and they actually sent a separate email saying, we're getting a ton of questions. And so we're going to put together a better source of information excuse me, so that you guys know what it is that we're trying to focus on. That second set of information hasn't quite come out yet. But the escrow companies, even before this went into effect, I had escrow companies challenging us and saying, you can only issue us a CDA that that is payable to the brokerage. We don't want to see anything else on, because they don't know it either. They just don't know what to do. And so we're all kind of navigating it. So I just share that with you guys so that if you happen to see something that comes up, right, that's out of the norm, don't be surprised. It's something that we're all kind of navigating together right now. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep. Yeah.
What if on your agreement, you say, hey, you're gonna charge an extra $450 transaction fee?
You
Can't
can't,
call it a transaction.
you can't call it a transaction fee,
Like,
right? Because we can only get paid compensation. You can charge X percentage and $500 or whatever, whatever that number happens to
The
be.
percentage still comes out of that.
Right. But most agents don't want to do it that way because you're now, granted, it's a few $100, but that's 1099 to you, right? Now you can now 1099 your TC. You can certainly do that if you have a good working relationship with them.
but even if it's in the contract, like-
Yeah, I always did that when I was an active agent. Mhm. Right,
But
right,
even if
exactly.
it's in the contract like that, they're licensed to see, they would choose to pay.
We're trying to figure that out. So we don't prevent them from doing it.
You can have the sellers pay for it.
Yeah, or you can have the seller or the client pay for it directly. In fairness, guys, most agents don't have a transparent conversation with their client about what a TC does. Right, in total honesty, right? Let's be real, right? And so the client's gonna say, well, why all of a sudden are you asking me to pay this invoice for $700? Like, isn't that your job? That's what people, that's what they say, right? So, yeah, again, it's something that we're just kind of navigating. We'll see. It might blow over, but the bulletins are important to keep an eye on, because when the DRE, and this is a joint bulletin between the DFPI and the DRE, when the DRE tells us through a bulletin that they're focusing on something, that is what they're going to focus on. And they will start heavily focusing. If you guys remember, the last bulletin that came out from them was about advertising compliance, team names in particular. And how many people here have heard from EXP, from my regulatory relations team, about your team name or what you're doing, right? Should probably everybody, because we have an agreement with the Department of Real Estate that we have to reach out to every single one of our agents about it, right? So that's what the focus has been. Now it's going to this. So yeah. Okay. Any other questions on that one before I jump forward? I know, very boring stuff. I'm trying to make that part interesting. So the other part is the most common violations, the most common enforcement violations. So one of them is unlicensed activity. So if you guys have a staff member, a buddy, an admin, anything like that, and they are not licensed, do not put yourself in a position of having your license taken away, because you will get the blame for having somebody, right? If I didn't have a license and I was Johnny's, opening up the door. I can't tell you how many times I deal with DRE special investigators because Johnny sent his unlicensed admin to open up a door for a client because he was running late, right? So things like that, we deal with it all the time. And what happens is you get a restricted license, right? That's one of the things they'll do, is they'll give you a restricted license. So if you do happen to have anybody that isn't licensed, be very, very.
What's another common one?
On unlicensed activity, talking, right? About the property. So it's one thing to say, like data, right? So let's say this is a property flyer.
Yeah.
4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,300 square feet. You're reading it. I can give you data on the property that's essentially publicly available. Anybody can get, right? But once that consumer starts saying, well, do you think the seller's open to negotiating on the price? Is the seller going to provide any concessions, right? And unlicensed assistants get in trouble big time, and they get their agents in trouble because they start answering those questions. They start saying, I'm going to gather all this stuff and put it into an offer for you. So that's another big one that we deal with.
What about calling like clients and saying, checking in on you, see how things?
Air calls are absolutely fine, as long as, if I'm just calling to check in on you and say, how's it going? How's life?
Then it gets talking about what would be like a wrong way to go down
if it does, if a conversation, if a conversation transitions into real estate talk, be like, you know what? Let me get Johnny on the phone for you. you know what, I'm not quite sure about that stuff. I don't want to get, you tell them to say, I'm not licensed. I don't want to give you that information. I was calling to kind of check in, make sure everything's all good. But let me put you with the person who's the expert so that they can give you the details. That's the way to go about it. Yep.
Be real careful with their ISAs and what they
The
tell.
ISAs, right? The ISAs. And a lot of people use a lot of ISAs that are out of the country, right? They don't get in trouble. Who gets in trouble? The
We
agent,
do.
right? Yep. Misrepresentation violations. So this is probably the biggest thing that we as a brokerage deal with.
Okay, great.
Yeah, okay. Whoop. Misrepresentation. Just basically what we're boiling down to is disclosures. So disclose. Like I said, just came out of a 5-week trial about disclosures that we lost, right? And it's something that when I look at it, I'm like, our brokerage, our agent didn't do anything wrong, right? Because we are tasked with a visual inspection disclosure, right? What we can see. In fact, I was just on a call with an agent just the other day, and he was telling me that clients that bought a house and it's EXP on both sides of the transaction are complaining about that they found mold behind a sink, and the sink had been leaking. And he said, and now that I go back and I look at the sink, I see the crack, but I didn't see it there. And I'm like, well, I asked him, were you just not looking? He's like, it's a black sink. He's like, I just didn't see it. Now that I'm staring at it, I certainly see it, right? And so we're human. We are absolutely human. I mean, can a crack get missed in a black sink? Absolutely. Did he know that crack led to mold behind the wall? How would he ever know that, right? But what it boils down to is, and it's funny because you talk about agent visual inspection disclosures, guys. I see the funniest avits out there, right? Nail hole in the wall, scuff mark on the baseboard. I mean, I get it because there's so much training that has gone on out there, that people say, don't put nothing noted. Always make sure that you put something there, right? You guys probably heard all that kind of stuff, right? The reality is the agent visual inspection disclosure is designed to deliver information that was observed or should have been observed that would be materially detrimental to the buyer purchasing the property.
So not scuff marks.
Yeah, scuff marks, right? Scuff marks are nothing, right?
What's that gonna do?
What's that going to do? Is the buyer going to say, I'm not going to buy this house anymore because there's scuff marks on the baseboard, right? And so that's when we talk about material information, material disclosures. There's one a house where I've been in where there are literally cracks running up and down all around the windows. Clearly, now I can't diagnose it. I can't say there's structural issues with this property, right? But I can certainly say I'm pointing out every single one of those cracks coming out of the windows, right? That's the kind of stuff that we should be doing, right? But more so than our visual inspection disclosure is about what we advise our clients. We should be advising our sellers, disclose. If you are unsure, just disclose it. Just disclose it, right? If we're representing the buyers, we should be reviewing seller disclosures and agent visual inspection disclosures with them and saying, what questions do you have? What questions can I take back to get more clarity from the seller? Because we get lawsuits from on our side when we represent the buyer as well, because the buyer is saying, well, they didn't explain it to me. I'm not in this business. I'm a first-time home buyer. I had no idea that was a termite infestation or whatever, right? And so we should be sitting down with those clients going over that. So that's another big thing is yeah, so we should be absolutely be recommending those inspections, and we should, again, kind of like the disclosures, we should be sitting down and reviewing those inspections with them, right? We should just be saying, okay, let's take a look at this together. What questions do you have? We're not specialists in saying, well, this means that there's mold behind the wall. We shouldn't be doing that. But what we should be saying is, hey, listen, the inspector kind of called out this crack above the window. Maybe we should get a structural report done. I recommend that you get a structural report done.
Or a big one is couldn't access the full crawl space because of insulation.
Whatever, yeah.
Like re-inspection.
Right. Right, exactly. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. And so again, disclosures, lack of disclosures, improper disclosures, I probably deal with that on the legal side more than anything else. More than anything else. And it costs agents their licenses, because what happens is not only is it a lawsuit, but then the consumer will go to the Department of Real Estate. And like I said, that's the biggest thing, misrepresentation violations, and they'll yank a license over. So just be very, very careful. There's two more. One is criminal conviction violations. So you are required by the Department of Real Estate to notify them within 30 days if you have been convicted of a misdemeanor or a felony, or if you have been charged with a felony. So what's the biggest one that you think gets agents in trouble?
DUI.
DUI. We have a huge DUI rate in this business for some reason. So everybody knew that instantly. It's so funny, but happy hour, right? Yeah. DUI gets us in so much trouble. And then what happens is a DUI, without doubt, will absolutely lead to a restricted license. Just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Failure to disclose that DUI will most likely lead in a revocation of license.
Wow.
Right? Yes.
What is restricted?
A restricted license is, you can still do business as normal. You're just under the scrutiny. You have to have direct broker supervision. Right? So it's just like I am tasked. I basically anytime I certify a restricted licensee, I'm basically telling the Department of Real Estate, my eyeballs are on this person all the time. Right? As opposed to all of you guys, you're out there, right? Broker supervision doesn't require me to be looking over your shoulder, breathing down your neck, right? That's not what broker supervision is. But for a restricted licensee, that is essentially what it is. It depends on the accusation and the findings. It's typically 3 to 5 years, and then it doesn't automatically come off. You have to petition for it to come off, and you have to pay for it to come off. So
If you don't do your continuing ed and do it within 30 days, you get restricted, right?
No, if you don't do your continuing education, you'll get a suspended license. They'll suspend your license. Yeah. Or actually, it won't even be a suspension. It'll be an expiration, right? Because your license is coming up for expiration. They won't renew your license without the continuing education. So you'll actually go into an expired status is what I mean. Yeah.
You have 2 years to renew them.
That's correct. Yeah. But you can't practice or do anything in the meantime. And I can't tell you how many agents, guys, I don't know how it boggles my mind where your license is expiring on August 28th and you come to the brokerage on August 27th, you say, I forgot, you know, and it's like, we send out notices as a brokerage, we send out notices. The Department of Real Estate sends out notices, right? We don't want you to forget, but inevitably people say, I forgot, what do? I have this active listing. And we say, you gotta find another agent to take that over. You're out of luck, right? We can't even pay you. We're not even legally allowed to pay you anymore, right? So yeah, so just keep your continuing education going. Good point. Last but not least, the thing that we've dealt with for years and years now, advertising first point of contact team names and fictitious business names. Everybody here has probably heard from the brokerage at one point or another. You know, what's really interesting about this business, guys, is that if you think about it, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, none of us were in the business at that time, but it was all Century 21. It was all Remax. It was all whatever, right? Well, somebody might have been in that business. Johnny might have been. I don't know, but Tom. It's so funny. Well, I'll tell you a story differently about that, but yeah.
I got 48 years.
Okay, so you remember. Okay, you remember. Right? So our industry has morphed into being less brokerage advertising, right? It's not that Remax sign in front of the house anymore, right? It's now individual. It's your sign. It's your brand. And that's fantastic because that's how you build an individual business outside of the brokerage. The brokerage isn't building the business for you. You're building, like Brent was saying, you're in here. If you're not making the sales, it's because of you. He's absolutely right, right? So it's really great that we have the flexibility to say, let's brand ourselves, let's make ourselves something, but it has to be within the confines of the Department of Real Estate advertising guidelines. And that is the biggest thing that comes out because somebody will say, I'm Mr. Roseville. I'm Mr. Roseville real estate agent, right? Well, that's considered a fictitious business name. And if you don't have that filed with the Department of Real Estate, they're going to say that you're providing false advertising. Right. And so stuff like that. So if you guys are marketing yourselves in any way outside of your name, right? So you can use your name in conjunction with team, group, or associates, and you don't have to do anything, right? The Rosas real estate team, right? I can do that and that's fine. The Ryan Rosas group, whatever it may be. I can do team, group, or associates without doing anything, as long as it includes my surname and team, group, and associates. Anything outside of that requires a DBA, and the DRE does not approve DBAs with names in it. So I can't now go and file a DBA and say, I want to be Ryan Rosas, Mr. Roseville, right? Or something, they'll decline it. So, and we have all kinds of information on how to go about this, how to file stuff. So if you guys are wanting to market yourselves in a very particular way, I am a specialist at it because I've dealt with special investigators more than I can count in regards to this particular topic. So, feel free to ask any questions. Yes.
Quick question, because this is new to me.
Yeah.
Yesterday I got new decals and a new email domain because I was operating under Nick Simon Realty.
Yeah.
And now it's Nick Simon Real Estate. Was that the move?
Those are both fine, but you have to add team, group, or associates to the end.
Okay.
You have to add team, group, or associates. The other thing too, that is probably the most common violation is DRE license numbers. So you have to also display the brokerage name. Unless you're a white label, right? We have some lucky people here. I think I have California. I think we have 5 white labels. I think I have 4 of them. Yeah. So no. I mean, meaning that as a broker, I have 4 of them in the state because I have peers.
Fast agents.
Fast is not white labeled. It's just a DBA. So they have to, so he doesn't have to put EXP. He can just put made for more, right? Because we have made it a corporate DBA. There's a very stringent process for that. I won't go through it because it'll bore you. Yeah. But they're rarely approved because it has to be approved basically on the Glenn level, right? Well, actually not Glenn level, but probably Leo's level, right? Yeah, you have to go through Leo. But either way, the biggest thing is people will use made for more realty, but they won't add EXP next to it, or they won't put the license number. The license number cannot be a micro number, right? You can't use a tiny itty bitty little font. It has to be at least 12-point font, and it cannot be any smaller than the smallest any other font, right? Yeah.
So that question, so if you have smaller font
Mhm.
and it's the same as the smallest font, that's not okay. It has to be at least 12.
Has to be at least 12 points. Yeah. Now, is the DRE out there with the tape measure or ruler against your business card?
Yes.
I was going to say probably not, but a good point. Whoever said that, a good point.
It's mainly other agents complaining.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah,
That's
so-
what it
so
boils
we-
down to.
My Facebook post,
Yeah.
and then EXP called me and they checked all my accounts.
So
Instagram.
that's what
Facebook,
happens
everything.
is that once you're on the radar of the DRE, they don't stop with the business card. They say anything that is public facing, and we forget we live in this social media world, right? And you might have Instagram and it's really about you and your husband and your dogs and whatever it is. It's really personal, right? But then you just put that one post on there that you're hosting an open house. It just became marketing, right? And so the DRE will hold it to the same standard as anything else, right? And so they'll go through and they'll scrutinize that. Once you're on their radar, you better have everything in place. So yeah, because what they'll do is they'll issue what's called a corrective action letter that basically says that you're on formal notice that if you violate this ever again, you will lose your license, right? So they'll give you a CAL.
They're not joking around.
Yep. So again, I'll grab you a sec. So I know this is really probably very boring stuff. I'm just trying to be informative because it's the stuff that I see every day, and I want to protect everybody's licenses. Yeah, you had a question.
As far as the DRE number is concerned, if you are on Facebook and one of your friends does a reel, they put their DRE number on it. If you share that on your Facebook page, you have to put your DRE number also?
Yes.
You do?
Because if you're, so what happens is it might not be your advertising per se, but you are a licensee. And so the DRE is going to say, you should know better. If you're putting any type of marketing, even if it's your marketing on your page, you're marketing licensed activities and you have to display. Now for Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that, you don't have to put it on every post. Put it in the about section, right? Yeah.
The first part.
Yeah.
Rectal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
I was told long as it's on my bio and
That's
on
right.
Facebook, then I'm good.
Then you're good.
If I repost Joe's listing.
That's right.
I don't have to repost all my credentials.
That's absolutely right. Make it easy. As long as it's there, that's all that matters. It doesn't have to be on every single one. As long as it's there, a member of the public can find it. And again, even if they're having to click a couple things, it starts on the homepage and they have to go to the about page, right? That's okay. It's there. Right. Yeah. Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's the same for all social, not just.
All social platforms. Some social platforms don't have the, like as an example, Instagram doesn't have like the about page. So you kind of have to put it in like under your handle.
Well, yeah, in your.
Yeah.
Front facing.
Yeah,
page,
exactly.
call it-
Yep.
Yeah, your DRM.
Exactly. And my regulatory relations team, so I have the two Nicoles and Jessica, and they're the ones that you guys have probably heard from. That is I employ them full time to scour our agents and make sure that they are in compliance. I have them, and then their boss is Carlo. Carlo, I recruited in from the Department of Real Estate. He spent 17 years there as a senior special investigator and a deputy commissioner. So we privatized his knowledge to make sure that our agents are doing the right thing so that the DRE doesn't come after.
Yeah. They
Mhm.
told me.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. And they're great. I mean, a lot of agents.
No, she was super nice.
Yeah,
I
they're
was like, wait,
fantastic.
what do I have to do right now?
I know. And it's like, it can be scary, right? Because you'll get emails too that'll be like, take immediate action, right? Like stuff like that. And it's because we're required by the Department of Real Estate to put it in writing. We have to tell you. Yeah.
What about Cindy's thing? Sounds ridiculous.
But what was it? I'm sorry.
There a free analysis.
Oh, that is absolutely ludicrous. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. You know what it is? So that's not even a DRE thing. That would be like an association thing. Right. And it's like, come on. Like I don't know. I was laughing my ass off over here. That was hilarious. Yeah.
I know, right?
She was saying that she had a sign that free home analysis.
Our brokerage and cars saying it was offensive to them and we take it down. Yes.
A portion of it was,
I think we should watch the video.
yeah, a portion of analysis was blocked. A portion of analysis was blocked. And so it read free home. And I'm glad to hear that compliance chuckled at that too, yeah. So, yeah.
Cindy's gonna have a dark one.
Use CMA and.
The last nugget that I will leave you guys with, because I know we're kind of running out of time here. The last nugget I will leave you guys with is, I talked last year about all these industry-wide changes that we have where the buyer representation agreement came into play. Please remember that not only is that an NAR thing, it is a legal requirement in the state now as of January 1st. There is a law that says you have to have a buyer broker agreement. There are really no exceptions to that. We are at a point now where the Department of Real Estate is saying, if that isn't there, you cannot. We kind of were saying, let's educate our agents. Let's tell them, hey, listen, you have to have this ahead of time. We're being told by the DRE that is no longer acceptable. So
If you meet someone at the property to sign before you go in, does that count as ahead of time?
yes, as long as it's done, as long as that buyer broker agreement is not dated after the purchase agreement. Okay, so if today the purchase agreement is saying you should forgot that and you do it tomorrow, guess what? You're in trouble. Yeah, Barry.
So, I don't know if you saw the Wall Street Journal article that was addressing why didn't this change cause the agent's commission to go down?
Right.
And basically the agent's commission is held steady. It actually went up a little bit.
Mhm.
So I just one of those things, I remember how long you've been in real estate, but they always come out with this stuff. It's gonna kill us.
Yeah.
It's gonna kill us.
Yeah.
And here it is, this big change
Yeah.
that we were all worried about actually made the commission go up a little.
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. I mean, from an industry, it really didn't affect us the way that I think, because this time last year we were like, what the heck? What's going on? Right? Yeah. I'm working on DoorDash. I'm gonna be doing free home analysis, whatever it is. But the reality is that for us in California has a law now. So just like if you sold a house without a listing agreement, we can't pay you. Same concept, right? It's a legal requirement. Okay, so, yeah.
If the BRBC gets filled out after the offer, what would an agent do?
It needs to be dated, so, okay, so here, okay, hold on.
Week.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give you the broker answer to this, okay, I'm gonna be very clear and concise. The idea of the buyer representation agreement is that you are having a transparent conversation with the buyer ahead of time about the cost of your services. And you are gonna say, hey, listen, I'm gonna utilize the contract to get that cost compensated somewhere else, but there is a cost to my services. Just like when we sit down on a listing appointment and we talk about the cost of our services, right? So the broker answer to you is, have that conversation, right?
There's a paper to sign, so if you forget to sign the paper.
Don't forget.
But if it does happen, what is the consequence? I'm curious.
We cannot pay you. We can't, I literally just yesterday, and not just that, we are a publicly traded company. So just yesterday, we had an escrow holder that we were refusing to issue a CDA on because we had no buyer broker. It's not even that it came late. We had no buyer broker agreement on at all. And we kept reaching out to the agent. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? And so the escrow holder was asking us for the CDA and we're like, we can't pay you. And they said, well, we know your address. We're just going to send you the check. We have to send it back. We are a publicly traded company. We can't keep that money on our books because we haven't earned it. Right. So just be very, I'm leaving you with that nugget. Just make it the norm. Just make it the norm.
Yeah.
When it comes to payment, I don't think you'd forget.
Yeah. Well, and that's what's going to happen is somebody's going to get burned one time.
It's good to hear that. Now,
Yeah.
Word on.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Right on. Any other question? Oh, yes.
I have a question.
Yeah, so you've never been required to use the open house forms. What happens, the reason that CAR has those open house forms is that a lot of times what happens is you transition from just talking about, like I was saying, the data, 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 3,200 square feet, into implied agency. Is the seller willing to offer concessions? Is the seller willing to replace this carpet that their 19 cats have vomited and peed on, right? Once we start talking about that, we're essentially entering into a representation. So the open house forms aren't required. They've never been required, but you just have to be careful on the conversations that you're having. If that makes sense. Yes. Yep. Very good.
All right, guys. Wasn't he phenomenal? All right. So to recap, we went over how to get your buyers off the fences with Brent Gove. We went talk about this special program that only you in this room have access to when it comes to getting lower interest rates for your agents. Ryan told you how to keep your license and not pay fines. All right, guys. We'll see you next Thursday. Have a fantastic day.